Today on Week in Review, the Cael First Nation launched its treaty ratification campaign, the Kitimat General Hospital is set to get a new CT scanner, and a controversial topic was discussed at the latest Terrace City Council meeting. Hello, I'm Cael Maslin, and thanks for joining us here on Week in Review, where we cover all of the news here in the Northwest from this past week. History's in the making for the Cael First Nation. After over 30 years of negotiations, the community launched its treaty ratification campaign with a vote set for November 1st. Helen Asante shares more.
Amid U.S. tariff tensions pulling national focus, here at home, a different kind of negotiation is unfolding.
On behalf of the Chief and Council of the Cael First Nation, we are proud to announce the ratification date for the Cael Treaty and Cael Constitution for Saturday, November 1st, 2025. The Cael Treaty team will be engaging the Cael people on the highest level over the next 3 months to ensure an informed vote. I'm excited to make this announcement today on a ratification date. Our nation negotiated this treaty for over 30 years to get to this point. Our people will go to the polls on Saturday, November 1st, 2025 to cast a vote for their future.
For its people, this decision could redefine land rights, resource control, and their place within Canada's constitutional framework.
And we needed the best for our people. We wanted better to improve health, education, economic opportunities, housing, better infrastructure. Those were some of the goals that Caelum, our members, our elders, our youth have expressed over the past couple of decades that I've been involved.
If votes yes on the treaty, Caelum would move from the Indian Act system to self-government under its own constitution.
If successfully ratified by all parties, the treaty will constitutionally recognize Cael First Nations treaty rights to governance, harvesting, land ownership, resource management, and other rights and benefits. I acknowledge all the hard work and dedication from our leadership leading up to the announcement. We would not be here without them.
Helen Asante, CFTK-TV News, Terrace.
The Regional District of Bulkley-Nechako announced that they were rescinding evacuation alerts for a pair of nearby wildfires. The wildfires in question were listed on their website as G41285 and G51179, with the alerts being dropped because of recommendations from the BC Wildfire Service. All the residents in the affected area can now breathe a bit easier, and any updates on evacuation alerts or orders in the area can be found on the Regional District's website. Northern Health recently put out a release where they revealed that work has gotten underway to bring a new CT scanner to the Kitimat General Hospital. The cost of this project is said to be around $4.7 million, and a majority of the funds for it are being covered by the Northwest Regional Hospital District, who has put forth $1.9 million into it, and the Kitimat Hospital Foundation contributed $2.4 million. And to go along with the new machine, the hospital will receive a brand new renovated department that is intended to deliver various clinical and diagnostic services. Other donors that helped cover the project costs included LNG Canada, the District of Kitimat itself, and many more. The scanner is expected to be fully operational by spring 2026. At the start of the week, Terrace City Council weighed in on a controversial choice in their council meeting, one that pits business development against environmental concerns. CFTK's Helen Asante has more.
While many regions are celebrating new business growth and Indigenous nations are signing agreements to secure their future, Terrace faces a different question: clean air and a low pollution environment, or industrial expansion. At the heart of the debate is a private company's proposal to place an asphalt plant on its business property. Provincial approval has already been granted, but City Council still needed to hear from residents.
Sebastian Scan, welcome to our regular council meeting for Monday, August 11th. I would like to acknowledge this meeting is being held in the traditional territory of the Tsimshian people, the Kitsim-Cael and the Kitsilas. The public and media are welcome to attend our meetings in person. We also continue to use Microsoft Teams for virtual participation.
This application comes to us from Bear Creek Contracting, the owners of the property. The property is zones M3, resource extraction, and zoning bylaw number 2069, and is designated industrial in the official community plan. This zone permits asphalt plants subject to those distance regulations. The parcel is an active gravel pit or aggregate pit, approximately 5 hectares in area, on the north end of Griffith Street. This zone, like I said, permits asphalt plants subject to those distance requirements. The owner of the property intends to partner with Zulu Aggregates for the temporary use of this property for an asphalt plant. At this point, I'll just make mention that Zulu has been awarded a number of contracts, both private and local government contracts in the region, including with the City of Terrace. But these contracts, the City of Terrace, are not dependent on this DEP approval.
Concerns over noise, air quality, and plants' location dominated the discussion. By the end of the night, Council voted 4-1 against approving the project.
I work in occupational health and safety. I will shut a site down for PAH, VOCs, anything like this. The risk is unacceptable to this community, and it's certainly unacceptable to me.
Our son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter live on McConnell Drive, or Crescent rather. We are all opposed to this variance application that reduces setbacks by almost 74%, that would allow an asphalt plant in close proximity to our homes.
None of us has any problem, and we like to see this project on hand. And like I said, I'm the closest one from that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Approving this variance would prioritize operational convenience over public health and set a troubling precedent for overriding protective setbacks near sensitive areas.
But not all voices oppose the plan. After visiting the site, some industry neighbors expressed full support, pointing to similar operations nearby that operates with minimal noise and emissions. For now, the proposal has been turned down, but with provincial approval already in place, the debate over the plan's future in Terrace may not be over. Helen Asante, CFTK-TV News, Terrace.
Up next is a look at a debut for a new event at Terrace's Riverboat Days celebration. Welcome back. The District of Kitimat recently released an article detailing how work on upgrading their water treatment processes is going to this point. Ever since breaking ground back in March, the work has reportedly been going at a great pace as the main-level concrete slab was poured and the installation of their underground utilities began this month. One of the main goals of this work is not only to update their water treatment processes, but to also reduce the number of water advisories that they typically get hit with due to elevated turbidity levels. The Lake Bembee Nation has had to postpone their food fishery season for now, as salmon numbers are low for this time of the season. The go-ahead for members of the Lake Bembee Nation to harvest their 100 fish per household can't be given unless 600,000 salmon pass through their counting fence, which they were at this point last year. LBN's Chief Operating Officer, Bernard Patrick, says that things actually do look good for 2025 with the initial assessment of the Skeeter Run indicating that 2 million fish were on their way, but late in getting to their final checkpoint. Patrick said the nation is preparing for all possibilities and that despite some positive results last year, the LBN still needed to purchase a sizable cache of salmon from the Nisga'a Nation in order to cover food security for all families. Patrick said everyone is anxiously awaiting the result, as this is their main source of protein, as was the case in past centuries. Over the past weekend, the Kitimat Search and Rescue Team responded to a call from the RCMP that let them know that a pair of boats had capsized on the Kitimat River after they hit a large branch. 7 team members were dispatched to the scene, including their specialized swift water rescue team, and a secondary support also appeared in a helicopter. 9 people ended up in the water, and even though they were separated into 2 different groups, every person was able to be rescued and got transported to the Kitimat Air Park. Only one of the people ended up needing extra medical care and was taken to get it by the BC Ambulance Service. Both boats remain in the river, and the public is being asked to not go near them. During this year's edition of the Riverboat Day celebrations, there was a brand new feature lighting up the festivities. The Luna's Pulse Dance debuted, bringing music, movements, and community together in a colorful showcase. Helen Asante shares some highlights.
We were really happy to get involved with Riverboat Days early on. They were very excited, welcoming, and eager to allow us to be part of the whole Riverboat Days festivities. So we were grateful. We jumped on that. We thought it was a great opportunity to amplify our community in an exciting way. For us personally, we hope to launch this and to do it more regularly, to visit neighboring cities, to bring a good production value and talent from across Canada, to start amplifying the kinds of entertainment, nightlife we get around these areas. Production company is brand new. We started it last year. This was our first major event under that umbrella. Our team personally consists of people that have done hundreds of events, some in Europe, all across Canada. So we're familiar. But as locals, we wanted to start a local company. And yeah, this was our first launch. I hope the city enjoyed it. We were hoping for maybe a little bit more of a turnout last night, but we have sold out this night. So we are pretty excited, and we think we'll do okay. When the dust settles and we debrief and we talk with all the organizers and the city and everyone else involved, and we see how it went, then we'll decide if we can do another one, but our hope is that we can. If you believe in music, arts, and non-judgmental attitudes, if you believe in pushing into something beautiful and you want to see more of this, support us. Follow us, like us, share our media, speak well of us, and come and enjoy our shows.
After the break, a pair of e-scooter related cases were highlighted in the latest Terrace RCMP weekly report. Welcome back. At the start of last week, the Smithers RCMP responded to a motor vehicle collision at the intersection of Highway 16 and Olson Road in Telkwa. A commercial transport truck and small white car were involved in the collision, and it happened when the transport truck hit the rear of the car, causing both vehicles to land in a ditch. The car's driver was injured but ended up getting safely extracted by the local fire department and was taken to the hospital, where they've since been released. The truck driver has since been charged for driving without due care and attention. Over the weekend, the Smithers RCMP got word that 2 vehicles parked at McElhaney Consulting Services on 4th Avenue and Queen Street were on fire. And while Smithers Fire and Rescue were able to get on the scene quickly and contain the flames, the cause of the fires are being treated as suspicious, and the investigation into what happened remains open. The belief that the fires may have been caused intentionally stems from local residents reporting that they heard loud banging noises at around that same time the fires seemingly started. Those noises are believed to have been caused by the fires, and now the Smithers RCMP are asking for anyone with relevant information to the case come forward. The Prince Rupert Port Authority recently released their 2024 annual report, which laid out all of their key operational statistics in addition to their infrastructure improvements. The most interesting reveal in the report might have been the fact that the authority gained $30 million in net income despite seeing a 1% decrease in cargo volumes from 2023. It was also mentioned by the report that serious progress was made on a pair of major projects in the Can Export Project and the Ridley Energy Export Facility, and the authority touted their work in improving local environmental leadership and stewardship too. The entirety of the report is available on the PRPA's website. The Terrace RCMP reportedly responded to 329 calls during the first week of August, and in their newest weekly reports, they highlighted the most notable ones. Two of the highlighted cases involved violations from people riding e-scooters. The first one saw a man get pulled over on the 4,900 block of Highway 16 for not wearing a helmet, but police discovered a large knife and drug paraphernalia in his possession as well. As for the other case, an officer conducted a traffic stop on a pair of youths riding e-scooters on the road and by Highway 16 and Gregg Avenue. The youths were informed of the dangers of riding on the roadways, and the Terrace RCMP are also encouraging parents to become familiar with e-scooter road rules so they can help educate kids as well. Terrace City Council recently made a fairly sizable donation of $1,640.75 to the Terrace Salvation Army and to the Terrace Church's food bank. The donation was split between the two organizations, and the food bank also got 268 pounds worth of food items from City Council as well. The council used the money that was made from the Riverboat Day Festival's pancake breakfast in order to make the donation. Still to come, a man and his friends recently finished a long journey that was meant to serve as a tribute. Welcome back. The province of BC recently announced that construction has started on the Cycle 16 multi-use path that will be available in northern BC. The path will be located along Highway 16 and is meant to be used by pedestrians, cyclists, and other active transportation users. The construction project is being done in 5 total phases and is currently on phase number 3, which will run from Telqua's municipal boundary towards the town of Smithers. Project updates are on the provincial government's website, and the construction work should be completed next year. Miles for Marcus, a journey that began in Prince Rupert, recently reached its finish line in Terrace. Helena Sante was there as Noah Allison and his friends finished the final stretch of their 144-kilometer tribute.
Noah, joined by 2 friends, ran from Prince Rupert to Terrace, covering roughly 144 kilometers to raise awareness and support for cancer research. After days of determination and steady pace, the trio successfully made it to Terrace, greeted by cheers from family and friends. We caught up with Noah on the final leg of that journey.
So far, it's been everything. We've had a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. I've felt some pains that I haven't felt in my life so far, and we've had a tough time pushing through. But that being said, we're halfway through day 4. We're officially halfway. I'm not worried about my time or my pace or anything like that. So I'm just moving forward, walk when I need to walk, run when I can, and just keep moving forward. 3.5 days in, and we made it to Terrace. So I think I've done about 130 kilometers of running so far in the last 3.5 days. So already a big record for me.
So yeah, I usually don't run very often. So this is like a yearly thing that I do with Noah, just to catch up with him. And then this year I want to go a little further than I usually do, but it's fun. Yeah, I really like running with Noah. Yeah.
Very inspirational. Noah is an awesome dude. He inspires me every day more than he'll ever know, and he's doing it for a great cause. Like, cancer affects all of us in different ways, and it's just a blessing to have such a beautiful soul doing such a beautiful thing. So thank you, Noah.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Noah's mom shares what she believes Marcus, Noah's late father, would have said if he were here today.
At this point, he would say he's very honored that all of this is for me, because that's what he would say, and he would be very thankful, and he would be very emotional, because this is big and this is huge, and this is something that we hoped will inspire people for many generations, because this is the real deal. Cancer has affected a lot of people, and it's affected people and in a lot of very negative ways, but we're trying to make it into a positive, and if this is how we have to do it, then so be it. We are all in 144 kilometers, 300 kilometers, 5,000 kilometers, we're all in.
For Noah, the run was more than just a physical challenge. It was a tribute to his father's legacy and a reminder of the power of community coming together for a cause. Helena Sante, CFTK-TV News, Terrace.
And now for a look at an upcoming music tour from a singer from BC who will be coming straight to the heart of northern BC. British Columbian-born singer Dallas Smith recently announced his latest touring schedule, which is set to start within a few days and last until close to Christmas time. And it's partly noteworthy for the fact that it will take place entirely in Canada, but some of his stops might be very appealing to northern BC residents. Over the course of 3 straight days in October, Smith will make his way throughout several northern BC communities by first stopping at Prince Rupert's Leicester Centre of Arts on October 7th, before going to Kitimat's Mount Elizabeth Theatre on the 8th, and then on the 9th he'll head off to Terrace's R.E.M. Lee Theatre. Smith has said that his reasoning for laying out the tour the way he did was partially because he's looking to visit areas that he hasn't been to before. And while it wasn't intentionally thought of at the start, Smith admitted in a recent interview to making his tour exactly 51 dates, in reference to Donald Trump's 51st state comments, once he realized that his tour was closing in on that number of dates anyways. The singer, who also doubles as the frontman of a rock band called Default, will be playing acoustic music on this tour, and tickets were set to go on sale today. For CFTK-TV News, I'm Cael Maslin. An update now on the damaging effects tariffs are having on the softwood lumber industry. Here's CTV's Abigail Beeman.
Those in the softwood lumber industry say things are urgent.
We've sent our student workers home a month early for the summer. Honestly, we're going to try to keep our mill, which employs 25 people in Chilliwack, going.
The trade war and the new U.S. Department of Commerce decision to raise tariffs, which along with anti-dumping duties total just over 35%, add up to the most challenging time Andy Riley has seen in 40 years.
We have to put that duty onto our sale price, but we are in danger of pricing Western red cedar completely out of the market.
BC's Minister of Forests called the U.S. move absurd and reckless, while the federal Natural Resources Minister said the industry has for too long been subject to unfair trade actions and the tariffs hurt Canadians and Americans alike.
There's a clear understanding that this will result in thousands of job losses, and in some cases irreparable damage to the industry, because these are massive, expensive, capital-intensive operations that are not easy to stop and start.
Last week, the Prime Minister promised supports, including $700 million in loans and $500 million to support market diversification.
Canada does not dump lumber into the United States, and we will continue to make the case that these current and proposed duties are unjustified.
The industry largely welcoming Ottawa's move, but Andy Riley says his group will be pitching some new ideas to the government. They're looking for help to pay the difference in duties between their raw materials cost and their sale price, which is what makes these new tariffs so crippling.
That wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. Make sure to tune in to our regular newscasts on Monday at 5, 6, 6:30, and 11 o'clock here on CFTK-TV. Thanks for tuning in and have a good weekend.